I'm going to defend our president. Yes, I'll defend Butcher Biden on this one angle and this one angle only. So here's what I have to say. Stop trying to make Biden look like a bad father. It's perhaps literally the only thing he does well is being a good dad. And we know this for two different reasons. And it is relevant to what has been happening this week and, in fact, just today. But specifically, this entire charade to try and impeach Joe Biden over his son, Hunter, and getting his son, supposedly getting him a job with Burisma and then taking a bunch of money. No, none of that happened. And in fact, the whistleblower that the GOP had lined up turned out to be working with the Russians. So tight, tight, tight. It all fell apart in their faces, and we're supposed to, as in this show, we haven't really covered it that much. Because we knew it was kind of going to go that way. But remember the laptop, people. Beyond the pornographic images, remember that we found out that Joe Biden Sr. was, in fact, an incredible dad. And that some of the messages that he and Hunter exchanged were not about Burisma, were not about taking bribes, were not about, getting his son cushy jobs or trying to whatever the hell they, accused him of doing. No, they were texts like this. Good morning, my beautiful son. I miss you and love you, Dad. Wow. And then there's a lot of response. This was at a time Hunter Biden says, good morning from fucking rehab. Obviously, he's struggled with addiction. He, which is, I guess, a reason to demonize him unless you're a Republican, and then he's a victim. That exchange continued with Hunter saying, if you don't run, I'll never have a chance at redemption. Joe sent Hunter an encouraging burst of short texts. I'll run, but I need you. Only focus is recovery, nothing else. Your girls are so smart, truly amazing, very focused. And then some internal drama about his ex-wife, but nothing that crazy. So that's the dirt, guys. That's the dirt that laptop turned out. Now, this week, Robert Hur, who is a Republican and was the special counsel who was tasked with investigating Joe Biden's classified documents scandal, in quotes, remember, he took a year to do that. And this entire investigation found that, at least in John Hur's words, that no, there was no deliberate concealment of these documents. And remember, he said because he is a well-meaning elderly man. And then he said with a poor memory, which Joe Biden took issue with, but more specifically, Robert Hur claimed that Joe Biden didn't remember when his other son, Beau, died. And that actually, as we know now, is not true. Robert Hur went in front of Congress, and Congress, if you were a Republican in Congress, they were like, you're a hero. And if you were a Democrat, you're like, look at the goddamn transcript. It did not say that. And I'll read it very briefly to you. What this transcript said was Joe Biden so senile that he didn't remember when his son had passed away from, I believe, brain cancer. So Biden's basically soliloquying, blah, blah, blah. He just thought that she had a better shot of winning the presidency than I did. This is Hillary. And so I hadn't at this point, even though I'm at Penn, hadn't decided that he would run. I hadn't walked away from the idea that I may run for office again. But if I ran again, I'd be running for president. And so what was happening? Though, what month did Beau die? Oh, God, May 30th. So he asked himself, what month did Beau die? Oh, May 30th. Date, day, month. And then there's a back and forth. His aide says 2015, unidentified male speaker, 2015. President Biden, was it 2015 he died? Unidentified male speaker, it was May of 2015. Biden, it was 2015. And then Bauer, shut the fuck up. No one's asking you. Or I'm not sure the month, sir, but I think that was the year. Bitch, he just told you it was the month. The fuck are you doing? Stop. And then Mr. Crickbomb, whoever the fuck that is, that's right, Mr. President, President Biden. And what happened in the meantime is, as Trump gets elected in November of 2017, unidentified, 2016, Biden. Oh, 2016, right. So why do I have 2017 here? That's when you left office, sir. There's a lot of people speaking. The point is, the guy was more confused about when Trump assumed office and when Trump ran. And so but the date of his son's death, he got that right. That was May 30th. And then his aide was like 2015. Bitch, he wasn't even asking about the year. So that was a segment that this dude, Robert Hur, pulls up and he said, quote, in his assessment of Biden that he, quote, did not remember even within several years when his son Beau died. Now, again, you want to critique Joe Biden? Critique him for the stuff that he does out in the open. All the things that we know, all right? Critique him for sending 100 plus shipments of weapons to Israel while it's genociding the people of Gaza. Critique him for, producing more fossil fuels than any other president, even though he swears that he wants to transition away from fossil fuel energy. Critique him for a million things, but it's so funny to me that Republicans consistently try to get him on being a bad dad from his son who was an addict and his son who died of brain cancer. And then all they come up with is, oh, he's actually kind of like a really, really nice dad. He's actually kind of a good person, and he's been there for his sons. Please stop. Please stop. You're making me like him too much. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.